everybody, and welcome to Dragon Warrior 1 for the Game Boy Color. Now then, the main reason why I'm doing the Game Boy Color version is, well, simply more or less because of the fact it's a bit faster than the NES version. Anyway, I am actually going to be doing a no weapons playthrough. I'm not actually going to use any physical weapons except for my hands. I've done this several times before, and I did have it done. Unfortunately, the hard drive gave out on me, which is a very annoying problem, but I'm sure I can manage it again. Anyway, from what I understand about the naming process, different names usually give better or worse stats. I just go with Lion because it's the first thing I thought of. Anyway, now then, on this game, the stats are actually determined by what name you have. And I believe the max is actually pretty much what you're probably going to get, which is 66363. I think the minimum's 2s and 4s. Anyway, the different names actually give better or worse stats when you level up, depending on what name you picked. As I said, I'm not going to be using a sword. Now then, let's see here. Yeah, the leather shield is more expensive, but it's probably going to be the most common thing you're gonna buy first. Main reason being because you're gonna get better armor pretty soon. Anyway, make sure you buy a dragon scale and equip it, or use it in the item screen. This should increase your defense by 5. Yeah, I think in this version it's 5. If it's the NES version, it's only gonna be 2. Anyway, go out and train until you get 7 experience for the next level up. If you're doing a general playthrough, I would highly suggest getting a club, the dragon scale, and let's see here, that'd be 80, and then saving up for the leather shield, I guess. Anyway, if you are planning on doing this with no weapon, I would highly suggest being at the very least level 22 before trying to take on the boss with no weapon. For a general playthrough, level 20 should be fine as long as you got the best equipment. Now then, potentially you may be able to beat this game at level 17 with the best equipment, because at level 17 you actually get heal more, which is the most useful spell in the game. As I said, potentially you can beat it at level 17. I would highly, which I really wouldn't recommend it, Main reason being because A, unless the enemy, the main boss, misses a lot, he's probably going to kill you, and B, if you don't get critical hits, you're probably going to die real fast. And seriously, you'll be needing a lot of critical hits and misses for dealing with the boss, which happens to be in that castle right over there. Why they don't actually just make a boat to sail south, not crew. I mean, I guess they'd have enough soldiers to take him out, but apparently not. Anyway, I think the next level up is at 22 experience. Anyway, just stay around this area and pound on slimes until you're level 3. Which, in this version, compared to the NES version, this version generally has weaker enemies. For instance, slimes, normal slimes usually have 3 on the NES version, while on this version they only have 2. And red slimes that have 3 HP on this version actually have 4 on the NES version. I really wouldn't recommend moving too far west of the castle because you may run into Drakies which have 6 HP, and those things can be pretty dangerous. Since they can head to up to I'd say 3, which really isn't really that bad. It's just I really wouldn't advise doing that unless you have to. Because they can take you out pretty quick. Anyway, assuming you get the next level up, which as I said, I may be off a few experience, which should be somewhere around 22. Well, apparently over then. Yeah, you shouldn't really need to go to an inn to sleep after, well, you're getting level 3. Alright, level 3. Because at level 3 you get the heal spell. Which means that you can actually heal without actually going to an inn, which is kind of helpful for the lower level things. Yeah, just go and talk to this guy, cast heal. Right there, I think the max is 24 HP, yep. Yeah, on this version you actually get less maximum MP, but I'm pretty sure that spells cost less too. I'm pretty sure it's 4 for the heal spell in the NES version, and on this one it's free. But you get you actually get 5 MPs to start with on the NES version, 4 on this version. Anyway, now that you got the heal spell, you should go up north and train around this lake. Which, well, before I get too far, I really should explain that. Yeah, you see, most of the enemies actually have the chance of having more or less health, depending on, well, a random chance. Now then, up in this northern area, you may run into ghosts. Of course, with the heal spell, they shouldn't be much of a problem. Anyway, yeah, as I was saying, pretty much the maximum HP something has is pretty much its random max times, I think it was a random number between 75% and 100%. That being said, some enemies may have more or less health than others. I think the Spooky can have anywhere from 6 to 7 HP. That's not really a good example, but it's true. Anyway, just keep going around this lake. And only use a heal spell if absolutely necessary. And by absolutely, I'd say around 5 HP. Yeah, since this is a Dragon Warrior game, expect a lot of grinding. Alright, level 4. This is where you learn the Fireball spell, which is very useful for early training in this version of the game. With Fireball, you're actually able to do around 20 damage. Well, anywhere from 15 to 20 anyway, which should one-hit kill the vast majority of things in these next areas. I would highly suggest going back to Tanjiro Castle before actually going into the next area to refill your MP. Now then, if you are playing the NES version, I should warn you about the hills in the south area. You see, the way Dragon Warrior is set up is actually on a rectangular basis. That being said, let's say that the area around Tanjiro is rectangle 1. That means things like slimes and drakies are going to appear in this area. But if you go south, you'll start running into stronger things like Madraki, skeletons. Well, actually, I don't think skeletons appear in this square, but on the NES version, if you run around this area, it's a really good place to train, and, well, you'll fight some higher tier stuff like Madrakis and Magicians and such. But anyway, because this is actually a rectangular area at the edge of one, you're going to have to deal with the higher tier since it's in another part of the map's area. I think I explained that good enough. Yeah, by now you should just be heading Drakis. Anyway, as soon as you get the Fireball spell, I would highly suggest watching the amount of MP you have and going over to this hilly area. Now then, use Fireballs for pretty much everything here. You'll get some pretty high experience at this point. Hopefully your agility is good enough so you get the first strike. Madrakis and Magicians are the biggest threat though, since they can actually cast Fireball. don't bother physically hitting scorpions at this particular time, even if you do have fairly good equipment. Because you're probably not going to do too much to them. Anyway, one more. Yeah, if you see a bridge, you'll usually know that the enemies are going to be stronger on the other side. Most of the time, enemies are stronger on the other side of bridges, but in some areas, that may not be the case. For instance, just south of that hilly area, you can run into skeletons, which are much more dangerous. And I think it's something around 3 fireballs to take out, depending on how much damage you do, and of course their HP. Anyway, by now you should be getting a pretty good amount of gold. Keep saving it. Seriously, you'll be needing to. Yep, getting higher already. 6 damage on one slime. Yeah, by now you should just be physically hitting pretty much spookies and under. If you ever run into a magician or higher tier thing, just use a fireball. Which is probably what I'm just gonna be running into for the most part. I would highly suggest keeping to this training ground. I mean, it isn't right that far of a walk. Just be warned, if you do go to the town north, you can actually, north of here, you can actually run into magicians, which may or may not be a problem. Again, even with physical attack being pretty high, I'd still highly suggest using fireballs against magicians, because their fireball spell can hurt a lot. Just keep casting fireball until there isn't anything left of your MP. Of course, I would highly suggest having a medical herb just in case you accidentally run into a strong enemy, but, well, a spellcaster, I mean, physical attacks really shouldn't do too much. Either a heal spell or a medical herb, whichever comes first. I mean, for this type of no weapon game, I'd highly suggest getting as many herbs as you can. Which I'll do as soon as I get back to town. Okay, level 6. Alright, well, I should be fine going to the north here. There's a few things I want to get here. Okay, 417. Not too bad for just having a D-scale and a leather shield. Anyway, I would highly suggest that if you can get the iron axe, that is a fairly good weapon. Anyway, chainmail, which should increase your stats dramatically, and as many herbs as you can buy. Herbs are actually kept in one area of your inventory. You can carry up to 6 of them, I think. Yep. Anyway, go to the inn and or Tangio, depending on what you want to do. Make sure you got as many herbs as you can, and go to the east. And yeah, I know there's a cave down there. I'm just gonna ignore it since it pretty much doesn't have anything. It doesn't even have any monsters in it, come to think of it. Anyway, you can actually run into magicians past this next bridge. That being said, make sure your health is high enough. And go through it. Okay, go past this next bridge and you'll be running into higher level stuff like Madrakes and Scorpions again. If you go farther north, you'll actually run into Scorpions too, and start going down into this area. Now then, just use your torch. I mean, seriously, you can actually just feel your way around, but it's a lot easier just to use the torch. Now then, I would highly suggest just pulverizing whatever comes near you, because you'll be wanting to save your MP for later. That being said, you've been warned. Unless, of course, it's a Scorpion or some high physical defense thing like that. Other than that, just stick to pulverizing them. And remember to use the herbs for healing. Seriously, that's key for something like this. Alright, so go south. Yeah, just use fireballs for scorpions and skeletons and pretty much everything else you'll run into here. I always thought it took free spells, but apparently not. Remember to use your herbs for healing purposes. Seriously, you'll be wanting to save your MP. And go to this town in the center of the Oasis. Just cast Fireball on these wolves. Too hot to do it. And hopefully you can get into town without any real problems. Now scorpions. These things can actually defend themselves, which they very rarely do, but that can make them annoying since they actually reduce the amount of damage that your spells do against them. Anyway, go to the inn. I don't think this guy actually appears in the NES version, but Buy all the herbs you can, you'll be needing them. Probably a torch or two. I mean, I probably only need one. And head out for more training. There's also a key shop in this town, and it's the first one you can actually access. Anyway, just use Fireball for literally everything in this area. And remember to use the herbs. I can't stress that enough. Preferably have full health before you start running around again. And whatever you do, do not go south or to the southwest. Definitely not to the southwest. The south you might actually be able to handle them, but the southwest definitely not, because you can start running into things like werewolves, star wyverns, and wizards there, and believe me, you don't want to fight them. I mean, probably the only time I would suggest training over there is once you get past level 7, and even then, I really wouldn't recommend it. Now then, Sweep is a very useful spell, or well, can be. The main reason why I say that is because, especially in the NES version, it's definitely useful in the NES version. Anyway, it'll actually put your opponent to sleep for a limited amount of time. Which may not sound that good, but because it actually works on the mini bosses in the NES version, as far as I know, they don't actually, Sweep spell doesn't actually work on the Game Boy Color version. I mean, they probably could, but I've never actually got it to work. Even with save states, so either I got horrible luck or something's wrong with this ROM. Anyway, once you have enough money, just go around this entire area and enter this building. Make sure to check these jars. I'm pretty sure defense seeds actually give you a constant 4 defense added. Anyway, buy all the keys you can, which I think the limit's 6. And exit. Now then, with that defense seed, I should be able to last a bit longer. Oh yes, druids. These things can actually cast a sweep spell, which can be pretty annoying if it actually works. Of course, they usually don't have too much time to really cast it. Remember to use Fireball on these wolves and such. And seriously, conserve MP. I cannot stress this enough, especially with no weapon run. Now then, once you get, well actually I think I'll just buy the iron armor as soon as I can. Once you get 1,000, I'd highly suggest buying the iron armor. Which should make saving up for the later tiers much easier. I should also mention that the terrain does actually affect your encounter rate. Generally, if you are walking around in hills and forested areas, you'll be running into more enemies. Of course, other than that, it's pretty much completely random. I don't know if there's anything in this drawer. Well, apparently not. That treasure chest actually has a warpling, I think. That should be good for a while. Yeah, since herbs only cost 10 gold pieces, it's pretty easy to save enough for them. Yeah, apparently after level 7, a lot of these things are actually slower than you, and I really should get used to nerve, but well. Just make sure you have enough to cast the fireball 2 times before you start running around again. Yeah, metal things, well, they got a pretty high physical defense, and the other ones other than the Metal Scorpion, are quite annoying. The main reason why I say that is because they got horrible tendency of running. I mean, like, the instant they see you, they run. Which obviously can be a problem. Make no mistake, if you do manage to kill one of them, lots of luck with that. I mean, you'll pretty much either A, need to wait around long enough for you to kill them, or B, B, get a critical hit immediately after meeting one. They give something like, I think, 700 experience. I mean, they really only give, I think it was something like 4 gold, but they're good for experience, and well, I really should bring that up. If you do use a torch in battle, it'll do a constant 1 damage. That includes to metal creatures. That being said, if it does manage to stay long enough, and you manage to actually throw 3 torches its way, it'll actually kill the metal slime. I don't know if that's true for the NES version, but on this one it is. Don't bother using Fireball or any other attack spell on a Metal Slime in any version because, well, you're pretty much wasting MP. As you can see, it can be pretty dangerous if they use the sweep spell. Thankfully, it isn't like the third one where if you're solo, it just sort of puts you to sleep and then just constantly attacks you and then puts you to sleep at the instant you wake up again. I mean, thankfully this game's actually just one-on-one fights. On the third one, it can be up to 8, which can be horribly devastating. Which I will get to the third one as soon as I can. As I said, Metal Scorpions may sometimes be in defense. I would highly suggest getting over 1,000 for the N and any other expenses. I mean, having about 1,100 should do it for the next armor. Also, to the south of here, you can run into Goldmen, which give about 600 gold, I'd like to say. Of course, they only give something like 10 experience, so I'm probably not going to be fighting too many of them. They have a ton of health. Alright, well that should do it. Oh well, as soon as I get my armor sold, I should have enough. Anyway, as I said, just pay for any other expenses. Buy the iron armor. Apparently it only increases it by 6. Huh. Anyway, so whatever armor you already had, and then buy all the herbs you can. And, well, head back out. I'm probably not going to stay too... I'm probably going to end this episode pretty soon. I'd say at the 45-minute mark. Depending on what I run into. Anyway, yeah, the iron armor should decrease the attack the enemy has by a good bit, so. And well, if you're doing a no weapon run, I would highly suggest buying all the armor you can. Main reason being is because, well, grinding. I mean, if you try, it's pretty much a very good tactic to actually just sort of buy the highest tier armor you can at the moment and then fight and train until you can buy the next tier armor. That's a pretty good way to figure out what level you'll probably be needing. For, well, the bigger enemies. As you can see, drones don't do anywhere near as much damage as you can do with Fireball. One more enemy ought to do it. Anyway, I'm actually going to stay around here and train for the next episode. I may actually go a bit further south and deal with higher level stuff. And well, we'll see what we do in the next episode. But right now, I'm drained of MP, and well, I need to get an herb. That being said, I am actually going to end this episode right here. That being said, I hope everybody has a good day.